Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. Well, I'm sure as most of you know by now, I spend a lot of time perusing different websites, social media posts, makeup blogs, skincare blogs, just all the forms where I can learn more. And one of the most common things I see people posting is, why does my makeup look like this? Why is my foundation looking like this? And invariably, the person who posted this question lists out what their AM skin routine is and their PM skin routine, and I see the same things missing every single time. Here's the deal, folks. It doesn't matter how much makeup you buy if your skin isn't right. I am proof positive of that. In my early to mid 40s, my skin started changing. I could put any makeup on and it always looked great, smooth, no blotches, never looked like it was sitting on top of my skin, always seemed to be one with my skin. And then one day, my really expensive, Giorgio Armani foundation just started looking like crap. And I was like, well, it must have gone bad. I need to buy a new one. It wasn't the foundation. It's what I needed to learn about my skin. So today we're going to talk about the 3 easy things that you can do to your skin to completely change it so that your makeup looks so much better. And if you're new to my channel, hello, my name is Jennifer. I'm into all things hair, skin, and makeup. And if you are too, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button because you know you're going to come back for more. I'm sure this goes without saying, but I am not a professional in this area at all. I am not a dermatologist. I'm not an esthetician. I am not a trained makeup artist. I am someone who has been obsessed my entire life with makeup, and then the second half of my life with skincare too. I spend an unreasonable amount of time searching the interwebs, looking for articles and posts and things I can find to learn more, to keep on doing what I can to just keep my skin as good as it can be. You know how when it looks like your foundation is sitting on top of your skin, it's looking like a little crackly and just dry and like it is trying to leave your face? I think that's because there's 3 products that are missing from skincare routines. The first one that I think is incredibly important is hydration. Now, so many people are like, I moisturize every morning and night. Moisturizing is not the same as hydration. Moisturizing locks in hydration. Yes, there are moisturizers that contain hydrating ingredients, but you don't always know if you're getting the amount of hydration you need. That's why using a hydrating toner or essence is the easiest thing you can do. I, of course, have a bit of a passion for toners and essences, so I have many, and I may use more in my routine than you would want to. You can literally buy just one and layer it. Put it on once, let it dry down a smidge, and then put it on again. They don't have to be big, fat, super wet layers, just enough to moisten your skin and let your skin kind of drink it in, and then do another layer. Trust me, the 2 layers is super important. And this goes for all skin types. That's one of the things that gets overlooked. It doesn't matter if your skin is normal, dry, or oily, especially oily. Your skin is probably dehydrated no matter what, unless you're 12 years old with that perfect, plush, bouncy skin. The rest of us are all bordering on dehydration. It was shocking to me how just adding a hydrating step to my skincare really kind of plumped up my skin, made it more dewy and juicy, just all the things that I wanted my skin to be and had been, but suddenly it stopped being like that. So if you are 30 or older, you definitely need to add some sort of hydration step to your skin. If you're under 30 and your makeup still looks great, hold on to those days, girl, because they're not lasting forever. Now, I'm sure you're wondering if the type or brand of hydration product matters. The only thing I'm going to say that you really want it to do is be hydrating and soothing and calming. You don't need something that has other things in it that are active ingredients. There's plenty of time to put other actives in your skincare. Right now, just hydrating your skin with something as simple as a rice toner, the Dr. Circle Vegan Kombucha Tea Essence. The tea in there is very calming and soothing. Or something like the Good Light. I love this. This is the Moon Glow Milky Toning Lotion. Even though it does have slight exfoliating properties, the hydration this gives is mwah! And you'll hear people say, oh, you can just spritz some water on your face and then apply your moisturizer. You can do that. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to amp it up a little bit, I would definitely get a toner or an essence. Oh, and by the way, you can use them both morning and night. There's nothing wrong with using them twice a day. Your skin will like it. But if you're not going to use it in the evening, which That's okay. Definitely use it in the morning before you're gonna do your makeup. Now, it's not the dehydration in your skin that is the only problem that's keeping your foundation look its best. It is texture. Now, there's two different types of textures. There's like your skin cells that have been like building up on the surface of your skin. They haven't been exfoliated away, and they really kind of make a barrier to your foundation becoming one with your skin. You want to get rid of those skin cells through exfoliation. However, there's another type of texture that for me was a significant problem, and that was the actual clogged pores. And I never realized I had clogged pores. Remember when highlighter became a thing, probably like around, I want to say maybe 2016, 2015, and everyone was highlighting. Every time I would put it on my cheeks, I was like, oh, I can just see texture there. And I would always say, I love highlight and I have texture, but I'm not going to stop highlighting. But my texture just ruins my highlight. Listen, all skin has texture. No one has a completely baby smooth face, but some texture can actually be gotten rid of. And for me, the clogged pores, I didn't realize how easily I could get rid of it, and that actually my pores were clogged. My skin was always clean. I had double cleansed for years, so I didn't think I was clogged. I just thought I had naturally textured skin, which we all do, by the way. And then I started using the Paula's Choice 2% Liquid BHA. Can you get over how cute this little baby one is? I actually finished my large one, and lately I've been using from Naturium. This is their salicylic acid 2% serum. I like them both. This one's just very watery. This one has like a little bit more of a thickness to it. You see, it doesn't drip as quickly as like the watery one does from Paula's Choice. However, I love them both. But my point is, it wasn't until I started using the Paula's Choice, and for me, my skin is slow to react to active ingredients, and I just stuck with it because I didn't have any stinging, burning, irritation. I just stuck with it, applying it every morning. Most people can't do it every morning. A lot of people, it's every other day. You will figure out what your skin needs. But for me, it was applying it, obviously, where I had texture on my cheeks, in this area where my pores looked larger, and then down the bridge of my nose. Because those were the areas where I had texture and enlarged pores. And then something magical happened around month 3. And one day I just like kind of caught a glimpse of my bare face in the mirror, and I noticed that my skin looked super smooth. And I was like, wait, what? So when I did and I thought, well, that could just be an illusion. So when I did my makeup and applied my highlighter, again, I was like, oh, that's smooth. Something has happened. And that's when I realized that my BHA had literally cleaned out my pores, given me a smoother surface, and my makeup looked so much better. Now listen, I didn't care a lot that I was like a little textury with the highlight. I loved highlight. It's just all there was to it. So I'm not saying that if you have texture, you need to get rid of it. But if you think your pores are clogged, it's bugging you how your makeup looks, salicylic acid used as often as your skin can tolerate it, definitely not twice a day. You need to work up to like the amount of days per week that your skin can handle. Like I said, I'm an everyday girl. However, lately I pretty much stick to the bridge of my nose and this area here every day because my skin clogs easily if I skip a few days. And then once I had gotten that texture under control and my pores were looking smaller and I had no like tiny bumps along here and the bridge of my nose was holding makeup more easily because it wasn't like a bunch of bumpy clogged pores, I was like, something else is not looking right. The foundation still isn't right. And that's when I realized I needed to exfoliate my skin with a chemical exfoliant. Yes, manual exfoliants work, you know, those like scrubby, grainy things. I don't particularly like them on my skin. Trust me, I used them for many years. And you do get that baby soft feeling after you're done cleansing your skin with those products, but it doesn't seem to last. At least for me, it doesn't. So that's when I moved to chemical exfoliants. And for me, it's all about the acids. Now, when I first started using acids, I jumped in with a high strength glycolic acid. And the first day I was like, ooh, it's very tingly. I can tell it's doing something. And when I used it a couple days later, I was like, ooh, it's very tingly and it kind of hurts. And that's when I realized glycolic acid initially was not for me. I had to dial it back and I had to go to lactic acids. I love lactic acids because not only do they break up all of those like built up dead skin cells that are on the surface of my skin, but they do it painlessly, but they also hydrate my skin. That's the other thing that kind of gets lost in all the chatter is that your acids are also hydrators. So you're getting a dual benefit from using them. So I've used lactic acids, both this one from Naturium and this one from The Ordinary are so fantastic. I get the slightest tingle, and I like the tingle. It lets me know that the product is still working. But what I actually get, like if I use this every 3 days, within 2 weeks, my skin looks smoother, it's glowier, it feels more hydrated. I'm getting exactly what I want. But I use these in the evening with no other active ingredients. Let's face it, these bitches are powerful and potent, and there's no reason to start an argument on your face by adding other active ingredients. They are excellent lone wolves. Let them do their job all by themselves. And for those who are like really sensitive to acids, mandelic acid is your best friend. I actually use it on my chest because it is super duper sensitive and it doesn't even like lactic acids, which in general are pretty like non-irritating. But on me, in this area, they are super irritating. So I use this mandelic acid from The Ordinary. I've used one from Naturium, and I've used one from, who was that? Was it like Drunk Elephant, Sunday Riley? Now I can't remember. It was pricey, so I left her in the past because I like my acids to be affordable. Here again, if you are very sensitive, you need to start out slowly, using once a week, building up to only 2 times a week. You will read on these that they say, can be built up to use nightly. Your skin does not need to be exfoliated chemically nightly. You are going to cause way more destruction than you need. And the only thing you want to actually destroy is those built up skin cells and the little grime that's holding them on your skin. Twice a week is plenty. But recently I decided I wanted to see if I could amp up my acids, and I purchased this one from Naturium. It's the glycolic acid resurfacing gel, 10%, and I am surprised by how gentle it is because I've used other glycolic acids in the past that have just been too much for my skin. And I think that's the thing that we all overlook. We always want the highest percentage so it can get in there and do its job. My skin doesn't like the highest percentage of anything initially. It is a slow build, but that doesn't mean it's not effective. It's surprising to me how when I use like light potency things on my somewhat sensitive skin, that within 2 weeks I can see a significant change. So the 2 nights a week when I'm not using a retinoid, I am exfoliating with one of these here, and my skin has really been like the best it's been in a long time. Here's the problem. We are all comparing ourselves to the images we're seeing online. Well, actually, I'm not. I know that everything is like photoshopped, retouched. Tons of different apps have been used to like smooth out, get rid of pores, wrinkles, all that. I know that's happening. So I pretty much don't believe any image I see online unless I can tell for sure it has not been retouched. Even TikTok, it makes me crazy when I see people on TikTok and they're applying their makeup, and as they move their face, you can see like glitches on their cheek where you can see pores and then they're gone, and you can see pores and then they're gone. Makes me mental. Because every single one of us has pores and texture and uneven skin. And if you're going to try and hold yourself to these like photo unrealistic images we're seeing online, you're going to make yourself crazy. For me, the only photos that I've ever held my skin up to compare against were my befores and afters. I wish I could show them to you because I took befores several years ago and I have no idea where they are. They're somewhere lost in my cloud. I can't find them for you guys, but I used to use them to be like, oh, okay, that's what my skin was. And I would stand in front of a window, take a picture on not a very sunny day, on like a slightly cloudy day. Very sunny days tend to like kind of wash you out and you don't get to see the actual like way your skin really looks. On a slightly cloudy day, you get a better idea of what your skin looks like. And take a picture of yourself again under the same conditions, like a month later, 2 months later, 3 months later. You will be shocked because you're not going to necessarily notice the small changes that's occurring in your skin as you're doing this sort of thing. But by month 3, you're going to be like, oh my God, this is where I started and this is where I am. Comparing your skin to your skin is the only comparison that matters. All right, so I told you there were 3 things that were important: the hydration, the acids, and the third thing that I think is super important is the moisturizing / sunscreen. That's right, you can combine your moisturizer and your sunscreen into one step because very often a lot of sunscreens are just very occlusive. Now, they don't have to be thick and heavy, but they have properties in them, especially Korean sunscreens, that work like a moisturizer. So you can actually skip your moisturizing step if you are oily, or if you are sensitive, or you just don't like the many layers. But if you are oily and you still want to use a moisturizer and sunscreen, this sunscreen here I think is fantastic for oily skin because it gives more of a dry down. You're not going to get like that glow that a lot of us like from our traditional sunscreens that are very moisturizing. So this one from Neogen, the Daylight Protection Airy Sunscreen Broad Spectrum SPF 50, is one of my favorites to use like in the heat of the summer when I am pretty oily. The last thing I want to do is have a moisturizer on and then some sort of other like really moisturizing sunscreen. It's just too much for me in the humidity. This I love because it kind of like tamps down those oils, keeps me from being overly shiny and greasy. But the rest of the year, I really like to use my moisturizer and then a sunscreen. I love something that has ceramides in it because if I am cleaning off the dead skin cells and the gunk that holds them on there, I want to restore my barrier, and anything containing ceramides is what's going to do that. I've used forever the Naturium Plant Ceramide Rich Moisture Cream. Love this so much. As a matter of fact, I have the Jumbo. That's how much I love it. And from Dew, this is the Instant Angel. This is my second one. I actually bought the Jumbo in this one too because I went through this regular size one so quickly. The thing about this one here is, even though it is very rich and thick, but thick in a good way. I mean, you can see it's not going to move. It sinks into the skin and leaves you with a slight, subtle glow. It doesn't give you that glazed donut look that so many of us love. Listen, I, like for a long time, really enjoyed having that just super glowy, slightly almost sticky face before I went to bed. I loved it because I knew I was just like hydrating, moisturizing, nourishing my skin. But since I've been using this one here, I've really been appreciating how well it works without my skin being overloaded. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I am looking forward to seeing how this one does in the summer, if I'm going to continue to use it and then use my sunscreen over top, or if I'm just going to be sticking with like my hydrating sunscreens and skipping a moisturizer. You never know what's going to happen until the summer comes. But if your skin is in a pretty stable condition, I definitely think you should start adding a toner or an essence to your routine in the morning and in the night if that's what you want. Use salicylic acid in the morning to address any texture, clogged pores, enlarged pores. But then in the evenings, using an acid. Start out gentle, once a week, then twice a week, no more than 3 times a week. But honestly, twice a week is plenty. Over exfoliating is no joke. You don't want to do that to your skin. We're trying to like make our skin better so our makeup looks better. We're not trying to piss it off, irritate it, get it inflamed and angry. And then moisturize and sunscreen in the morning and just moisturize in the evening. I know you want to add all your other actives in. Give them a break for a minute and let your skin start like getting hydrated, getting cleansed of all those dead skin cells, and being moisturized to keep all that hydration in there. Your makeup is going to go on so much better. You're going to need to use less foundation, which is like a hooray moment. I can't even tell you. When I first started being able to use the House Labs and the NARS foundation, and I only needed to use 1 pump to do my entire face, I was like, what is going on here? I had been used to using like 2-3 pumps, getting it all over my face, trying to even it out. 1 pump now is all my face needs. So the foundation goes on smoothly. I need less of it, even though my skin is not perfect by any means. I still have hyperpigmentation. I still get breakouts. I still have skin. Honest to God, we have to stop thinking that skin is supposed to be this smooth porcelain baby doll. I stopped using it to hide my imperfections, and I was using it more to like highlight the things that I like. That is not to say I do not go full cake face every now and then. Sometimes a girl just loves a full friggin' beat. But on the daily, I like something like this. I am not completely covered up. You can see I have a couple marks. I have some hyperpigmentation. I don't care. I look like me, just a little better. Actually, probably a lot better, to be honest with you. I'm hoping I haven't rambled on too much and confused you guys. I just want the main takeaway to be add some hydration, clean out your pores, break up the dead skin and debris that is on the surface of your skin, and then moisturize and protect it. As long as you add 1 product at a time, give your skin time to get used to it before adding another product, you won't irritate your skin and you will start to see the benefits of this very simple way of getting your skin back to a good place and ready for makeup. Whatever you do, sweet Jesus, do not rush the process. Like my mom always used to say, good things take time. Oh, and for the love of God, stop comparing yourself to what you see on social media. It's a bunch of lies. The only real truth is the before and after of your skin. As much as I love social media, it makes me mental how it slowly creeps into our brains and starts to change how we think about ourselves. I hope I'm not sounding preachy here, because all I really want is for you to be able to take care of your skin easily and in a way that isn't making you feel bad about yourself, and it's not making you buy tons of products that you don't need, but allowing you to see the beauty that is your skin, whether it progresses to something you want it to be or whether you're happy with it is the way it is right now. And even when you get your skin to a place that you're really happy with it, like I am, you're still going to have plenty of days during the month where you're not happy with it, like happens to me. I swear, I only love my skin about 1 week out of the month, where it's like a whole week of just like sunshine and rainbows and birds landing on my shoulders. And I'm like, oh, my skin looks glowy and plump and I'm not having any breakouts. And then 2 days later, breakout. For me, perfection isn't an end goal. It's just little glimpses I get to have every now and then. All right, you guys, so I hope that those of you who are struggling with your foundation looking the way you want, with your basic skincare routine getting to a place that you want, I hope that these 3 products, these 3 steps in your routine can make a difference for you. They definitely have for me. But if you're having real skin issues, go see your dermatologist. The internet and social media is for funsies. Don't mess around with actual skin concerns. All right, you guys, I hope that the information I've given you has been somewhat helpful. If you have any questions, absolutely leave them in the comments below. And I will, of course, leave all of these products linked in my description box. I'll probably have them labeled like hydration, exfoliation, and moisturization/protection. But as always, I want to thank you guys so much for being with me, and I'll see you real soon.